It's actually pretty funny how many people come to our center and are like, I'm afraid of birds. And we're like, well, thanks for coming anyway. And then as they're leaving, they're like, you know, that was actually pretty cool. I'm McKenna Chow. I'm the Curator of Birds at Carolina Raptor Center. So I oversee the management of our avian ambassador team to make sure that all of our birds have the highest welfare, highest quality of life that we can provide.
The idea of Carolina Raptor Center started when somebody brought in an injured broadwing hawk. This whole concept of having a facility that does all of these things, that does rehabilitation, that does education. My name is Colleen Hartman. I'm the Director of Ambassador Programs and Education at Carolina Raptor Center, working with animals and working with a team of people that care for them, helping the team make sure that our birds get the proper husbandry and training, as well as our education programs. Every year we do a summer bird show, so I'm involved with planning some of those ideas of where birds might fly and the messages that we have with that.
We absolutely love doing the bird show. As a staff, that's so much fun. We really connect with each other, and we can tell when we connect with the audience because we're staring at them, right? And we see their faces and creating the moments where their faces light up and they get like that big gasp as a bird flies over them. They're smiling and ducking as the bird's flying over them. And so creating moments like that where you see that facial change of listening nicely, and then the bird comes and their faces brighten up. And so coming in with that slight fear and leaving with a greater appreciation. Maybe they're still afraid of birds, but slightly less, right? It doesn't have to be the biggest impact possible, but sometimes even that slight shift is all it takes for someone to grow that appreciation and then take that appreciation with them.
The training is based on trust. So it's saying that, there's no force or coercion in our training. I'm not going to force you to do something that you don't want to do. As trainers, we want to be a safe space for our animals. We want to bring this positive association with us, which for the form of our raptors is a lot of food. We have to be hyper aware of these small changes in behavior to make an interpretation of what we think that they're telling us, and we have to adjust to that.
Truly every individual bird has their own personality and is their own individual, and it's not all great horned owls are the same and not all red-tailed hawks are the same, but each individual truly has their own personalities and their own care plans, and making sure that we are doing right by each individual bird.
I think one of the most impactful moments that I've had was when I had the opportunity to be a part of the initial training and building a relationship with one of our animal ambassadors, Nebari. He's a black vulture. He came in through our hospital.
Very fluffy, very cute, but he was small.
I was a part of his initial, essentially upbringing.
The first time I brought him out on a walk is very memorable. You build up so much trust and such a foundation of training, of fluency of a bird following along with you or coming to you, and you're heavily relying on that when you're going out. The training we do here is positive reinforcement training, so food is a primary tool that we use. So I think it's just a really special moment. I started as an intern here and worked primarily with owls when I first started, and so I think people have a natural inclination to you see owls, big eyes, they're so memorable. But vultures are definitely now one of my favorite, just by how much I've learned by being around them.
They have these built-in adaptations, something called sunning, where they spread out their wings and they'll absorb sunlight, and that will kill off bacteria, mites, ticks, things like that.
Vultures have a super high stomach acid level that can actually process different diseases like botulism, salmonella, rabies, and they can take it out of the environment for us. So in countries where vulture populations are on the decline, rabies cases in humans are on the rise.
The most common injury we see in a raptor hospital is hit by car. Roadsides are really great for raptors. They will sit and wait and watch for food. When they see a mouse, a squirrel, something around that, in that realm, they're gonna go down for that food. They're opportunistic. They don't wanna miss that chance to get something that they need. And unfortunately, that is exactly where we're driving. Raptors don't know to get out of the way. You know, they are focused on getting that nutrition, what they need. Slowing down and giving them space when you can is really ideal. That will really save a lot of lives by doing that and prevent a lot of injuries. Food items that you might say, oh, it's not a big deal, it's gonna decompose. What that's doing is attracting more rodents to that roadside. And so they see that as, here's nesting material, here's food that I can consume, and it's just gonna attract more. And so keeping that biodegradable litter even in your car is really helpful in lowering that risk for birds at least. Because of the impact that I see that educational programming has on you know, people who don't get to be out in nature very much and experience this. And so seeing that visible like expression on somebody's face, or that gasp, or that exclamation of like, oh, that's so cool, is really reinforcing. Seeing, you know, when people come up to you and say, oh, I didn't realize that, like that's really impressive. And we've had people say, my mindset has completely shifted because of that. And so I think those little moments are really important to hang on to and celebrate. So I think seeing those changes in mindset for a species that's very misunderstood, I think that happens a lot when people meet them. And so that's really cool to see, because that's happening, you know, not only here, it's happening everywhere.